Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Riyadul Riyad, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Eastern Medical College. Welcome you all to my today's lecture. Today's topic is histology of the stomach. After the end of the session, student will be able to describe histological layers of the stomach, mention the location and function of the mucosal gland, identify different layers and cells of the stomach under microscope. This is a picture of stomach. We know that stomach having cardiac, fundus, body, and pylorus. The cardia is the narrow transitional zone between the esophagus and the stomach, and pylorus is the funnel-shaped structure, and that's open into the small intestine. They are primarily involved in the mucus production and histologically almost similar. Fundus and body are much larger region, and they are identical in microscopic structure, contain gastric gland, and release acidic gastric juice. And there are some longitudinal mucosal and submucosal fold, and these fold are known as rugae, present only in empty stomach, disappear in distended stomach. Stomach wall contain 4 major layers. From inside to outside there are mucosa, then submucosa, then muscularis layer, and the outermost layer is serous layer. Mucosa also contain 3 layers. One is lining epithelium, then lamina propria, then muscularis mucosa. And if we focus this region, and this lining epithelium is simple columnar epithelium, and this lining epithelium inward folding and goes into the deeper layer of the lamina propria. It forms the gastric gland. And if we highlight this region, we see a gastric gland like this. The lining epithelium of the stomach is simple columnar epithelium. These are the simple columnar epithelium. The height is more than the width, and the nucleus is placed basally. And due to the secretion, they pushed downward the nucleus. This mucosal cell invagined deeply, and it formed the gastric pit. And surface mucosal cell, and there are also another part. It is known as the isthmus, and then neck. This region is known as the neck, and finally the lower part is known as the fundus. This is called fundus. Surface mucosal cell, they secrete alkaline rich fluid contain mucin, and their height is more than the weight, and nucleus is basally placed. And another cell is mucous neck cell, also secrete mucin, but their secretion is slightly less alkaline than the surface mucosal cell. Along the isthmus, there are stem cells are present. Stem cells means those cells reproduce the other cells, mainly present along the isthmus, and they goes upward and replace the surface mucosal cell. It requires along 4 to 7 days. It's the turnover time, 4 to 7 days. Some cell grows downwards and replace the cells of gastric gland, but their turnover time is more than the mucosal cell. Another important cell is parietal cell. You can see this parietal cell, and they are produce hydrochloric acid and present among the mucous neck cell, and also throughout the deeper part of the gland. And these are the parietal cell. Parietal cells secrete intrinsic factor and also hydrochloric acid. They are highly eosinophilic in state, contain single nucleus centrally placed. Their shape is rounded or pyramidal. Cytoplasm is intensely eosinophilic due to presence of abundant mitochondria. These mitochondria are responsible for the uh, pump of hydrogen ion, and hydrogen ion formed by the water and carbon dioxide, and this hydrogen ion uh, along with chloride ion form hydrochloric acid, and this secret along the throughout the lumen. And there are one important ultrastructure of active parietal cell is intracellular canaliculus. Intracellular canaliculus. These are the intracellular canaliculus, and these are formed by the invagination of the apical plasma membrane. Parietal cell another function is the formation of intrinsic factor, and this is a glycoprotein and which required for uptake of the vitamin B12 in small intestine. That's why due to any abnormality in the stomach may cause reduced secretion of intrinsic factor and ultimately produce decreased amount of B12 absorption and causing the pernicious anemia. And parietal cells activity is maintained by the parasympathetic nerve, histamine and gastrin. They stimulate the secretion of parietal cell. Another important cell is chief cell, mostly found in the lower portion of the gastric gland, and they secrete the pepsinogen and gastric lipase. Basophilic in stain, that means uptake the amatoxylin. Amatoxylin is a basic dye, and due to presence of acidic component more in this cell, acidic component means there are abundant rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum contain the ribosome. That means also ribosome contain the ribonucleic acid. This acid always attract the basic dye. The chief cell contain numerous apical secretory granules. These granules contain pepsinogen and is the inactive form, and pepsinogen ultimately converted into the pepsin by the action of hydrochloric acid and digest the protein. And also secrete the gastric lipase, and gastric lipase ultimately digest lipid. Another cell is enteroendocrine cell, or such as G cell. Enteroendocrine cells situated all over the GI tract. They mainly secrete the gastrin in the blood. G cell secrete gastrin, and there are also D cell, EC cell, etc. And this gastrin stimulate the production of hydrochloric acid. We already discussed the lining epithelium. Now the lamina propria. Just under the lining epithelium, this portion is known as the lamina propria. This is the lamina propria. This region is lamina propria. And lamina propria is formed mainly by the loose connective tissue. There are reticular fiber, mainly reticular fiber, and it is the gel-like in consistency, contain numerous blood vessels and lymphatic vessels. Also contain some plasma cell, lymphocyte for the protection. Though it is loose connective tissue and gel-like substance, and as that's why it helps in the diffusion of substance. Any organism invade the layers of lining epithelium, which is catch up by the immune complex. such as lymphocyte, plasma cell, macrophage. The next layer is muscularis mucosa. Muscularis mucosa is a thin muscle layer, and it is made by closely adherent two layer, that is longitudinal and the circular layer. Contraction of this muscle produce movement of the mucosa that facilitate absorption and secretion. This layer is submucosa, and it is dense, irregular connective tissue. Less ground substance, more fiber. That's why it's called dense. And irregular due to the collagen fibers are arranged haphazardly. That's why irregular. And the advantage of irregular, and it provide more strength. The arrangement of the fiber uh, allow the organ to resist excessive stretching and distension. And this layer contain blood vessel, artery, vein, and also the submucosal nerve plexus. Another name of this nerve plexus is Meissner's plexus, and these nerves provide innervation and the blood vessels, regulate the blood flow, also innervate muscularis mucosa. The next layer is muscularis layer, which is made by three layer: outer longitudinal, middle circular, and inner oblique layer. And in between circular and longitudinal layer, there are another types of nerve plexus known as myenteric plexus or Orbes plexus. This nerve uh, innervate the muscle layer, muscularis layer, and maintain the peristaltic movement or mixing movement in the stomach. And the final layer is the serous layer. This is the outermost layer, lined by simple squamous epithelium. Anterior and posterior surface covered by the serosa, and along the laser curvature, they unite and form the laser omentum. And along the greater curvature, they unite and form the greater omentum. This is a low magnification micrograph of stomach wall at the fundus, and we can identify the layer, four layer clearly. This is the mucosa, and this arrow mark area, this is the muscularis mucosa, and under that this is submucosa, and these are the blood vessels. Submucosa contain numerous blood vessels, and this is muscularis externa. This is the inner outer longitudinal, this is the middle circular and inner oblique. And the outermost layer, this is the serous layer. Outermost layer, this is serous layer. And if we magnify this area, we can found this picture in higher magnification. We can identify the gastric pit. This portion is a gastric gland. Okay. There are different parts of gastric gland. This is the isthmus, neck, fundus, and these are the lining epithelium, and this is the submucosa. So thank you everyone for, I hope that you will understand about the histology of stomach. If any question or any inquiry, please ask me in comment section. I will try to give answer. So thank you all.